They need to lift their tempo, and hopefully that happens in the short term.
Set to go in the third term at Telstra Stadium. The Swans by 43 points. What can the Blues come up with early in this third quarter? Camporelli gets the first effective disposal inside 50. McCormack, kick went up and under. Gathered by Craig Bolton. To the run of Adam Goods off half back. He's got a man in space. It's Jude Bolton. The pattern of play in the second term. Sydney just wide open. Bolton will go inside 50. Nix will set himself to fly from behind. Lappin. Taken by Beaumont. Dribbles it back inside the centre square. Crouch rather to Fosdyke. Inside the 50 again. Carlton defence under pressure. Manton's been moved back. Lappin just hacks it out of there. Hopes for the boundary line and finds it.
Yeah, it just looks as though we picked up from the end of the second quarter. But with regards to Carlton on ballers, you can't put all your eggs in one basket, KB. If the ball's going forward, you can't just completely attack everybody across the board. There's got to be some conscious decision to actually associate some defensive pressure to the game.
Well, you've got to get back and assist. There's no doubt about that.
Beaumont infringed on Jude Bolton in that ruck contest. Bolton, terrible kick. Somehow it still found Goods to Kirk, to the run of Maxfield. Great shepherd laid by Fosdyke, but Wiggins runs him down from behind, holding the ball. Turnover goes to Ratton. Over the head of Favola and Barry. There to tidy up at the back is Saddington. Favola did well, beat the numbers, and gets a free kick for his trouble in the back.
He's been good.
That was a fantastic bit of play. Was outnumbered there, really had to make a contest and didn't, was rewarded with a free kick.
It's the sort of desperation Carlton fans are looking to from Brendan Favola. He's 70 metres out from goal. Will thump it high and long. Big pack of players underneath this one. Kudafidi stands tall. Kennelly at the back will rush it through for a behind.
The big problem Carlton have at the moment is that when there is a crumb situation, there's 3 or 4 Sydney Swans who run harder to the contest. And long kicking's okay, but you've got to have guys in between the kicker and the ball who are going to push up really hard and make ground. You can't sit back. And this is where the Swans are fantastic. They run very hard.
Crouch. Spearing kick inside 50. Manton punches it away. Here's Williams at ground level. He's kicked 3. Snaps it across his body, going for number 4. Just too much bend on the kick. And he misses to the far side. 3-1 to Paul Williams, who as always looks super dangerous anywhere near goal.
Far too easy. The ball was relayed up the other end of the ground from the kick out from the Swans without a Carlton player touching the ball.
Well, 3 goals to Paul Williams came in that second term. He was in unbelievable form. And there's a poor kick taken by Maxfield. Now they can raffle this. Bingo. Lucky number 24. Jude Bolton. He's had a lot of the ball. This is possession number 14. (10-8) 68 Sydney. Carlton 3-7 25. Led by 43 points at half time after leading by 1 point at quarter time Sydney. And they're going to extend the lead right to the line. Manton. Now Barry Hall was clapping, but the mark has been paid. So Manton from that last line of defence hammers the ball out wide. Pounced on by Maxfield. Numbers went out. Bolton, they can again just raffle it. Look at Maxfield at the back of the pack. Spearing kick. Super play to Davis. And again that kicking power through the air of Maxfield. Just too much for Carlton.
And Andrew McKay had no chance, but again Nick Davis is a much better player. He's got so much speed, he needs to use that as an asset, and a terrific kick from Stewie Maxfield and gave Andrew McKay no opportunity whatsoever to spoil. But Sydney, there's some worrying sides for Carlton, KB. They're just starting to do as they please at the moment.
Nick Davis, the big name recruit for Sydney. He's already kicked a goal, going for goal number 2. He's got it. So the Swans go charging on.
I'm not too sure of the exact figure of how many consecutive goals that Sydney have been able to kick, but what you've got to try and do now, Carlton, go man on man, especially in the centre square. Sydney is starting to dominate in that area. You've just got to make it a scrimmage, make it as hard as possible, try and stem the flow. Look, if there's no goals kicked for the remaining quarter, that's a good result for Carlton, I'd say.
1 goal to 9.
Back in the middle. The Swans by 49 points. We'll have a secondary bounce.
That's a pretty telling stat, isn't it? 9 goals to 1 after a very even first quarter when Sydney led by just 1 point.
Kirk tried to hack it off the ground. He's got the time to go and get it again. Creswell, he goes off the ground, inside 50. Koutafidis gets back, collects the football, and a good kick out in front of McCormack. Precise disposal, something the Blues have lacked since quarter time. He goes inside 50 to the searching leader, Favola, punched away. And at ground level, Barry content to take it to the line. Individually, Adam Goods, 17 possessions, leads the game. Bolton has 14, that's Jude Bolton. 13 to Williams, 11 to Barry, 10 each to Fosdyke and Kennelly. For the Blues, Lappin has 11, Ratton 10, Favola 9, 7 each to Prendergast, McCormack, McKay and Camporelli, who's got busy after a slow start. Free kick.
A little bit lucky there, grabbed the ball out of the ruck, could have been holding the ball against Barnaby French.
Third touch for Barnaby French. From right on 50. Thumping kick from Barnaby French is straight, and the Blues get one back. French, his first goal for Carlton.
And a much needed goal for the Blues. Still having to work tremendously hard, and again it was another example of Brendan Favola, their only quality forward who's presenting himself at the moment. But a good goal from Barnaby French, and hopefully it's just the tonic that gets Carlton rolling again.
Just held too long in the tackle, deemed the umpire. Got rid of the ball legally. It was then slung by Adam Goods. Went back and kicked the goal, his first. And the margin, back to the half-time margin of 43 points.
Both sides have a loose man in defence. For Carlton, it's Lappin, and for Sydney, it's Leo Barry.
Anthony Franchina on to Paul Williams, centre-half forward, centre-half back. And as always, Franchina playing him nice and tight and tough. In the middle of the ground, French on hands and knees. Ratton ducked the head, got the football out, did well. Numbers there for Sydney, but the bounce favoured McCormack. Released the hands to Whitnell for his third touch for the game. Inside 50, Camporelli robes it off the pack, snaps at goal, and the Blues have got back-to-back goals. Exactly what they were looking for, Wayne. They just need to string some consecutive goals together and get a little bit of excitement and confidence back.
And it makes a huge difference when the Sydney defenders are actually running towards their defending goal. They've just been able to basically run offensively. When all Carlton players run towards goal, the defender has to make a decision. Do I go with my opponent or do I sag off? That time, Carlton had a lot of space. Scott Camporelli, where he should be, front and square, good goal.
Great for Scott Camporelli's confidence. His 8th possession, just getting busy in this game now. Some of Carlton's senior players starting to stand up.
A couple of quick goals to the Blues. McCormack working hard, good debut, taken by Hickmott, just tumbles the ball back. Williams been a star tonight. Fosdyke runs hard. Swans in space. That caused all sorts of problems for Carlton tonight.
Carlton flooding in the back line.
Nick's on a long lead, so was Barry Hall. Stevens as well. That's been ignored. Now the umpire calls play on, and Fosdyke looks for Hall on a long lead, off hands. Pounced on that time by Lappin, did well. Couldn't quite hit a target. Creswell over the ball. Now a free kick. Coming back.
How come, KB, the furthest umpire saw that and the other two that were within close proximity missed that free kick?
Well, the players may be in front of him, Wayne. May not have seen it, too close to the action.
Thought it was obvious.
Goods. So it was a big transfer of play. Adam Goods still on the half-forward line, sets it up and finds Kirk. Now Goods is coming off, and Jason Ball is on for the Swans. So Kirk is usually a beautiful kick. Was their top tackler last year, and towards the end of the season was one of those players who seemed to be rejuvenated by Paul Roos. He'll be kicking from right on 50. Just seems to be caught in two minds. Kirk goes back. Right to the line. Pack of players. Under pressure, finally forced through for a behind. So Kirk on screen. 50th game tonight. 75 plays 37. Camporelli to bring the ball back into play for the Blues. Thumping kick. Looking for Whitnell. Wharf pounced on it. Looking for a kind bounce. That time was Camporelli. Bolton, quick hands. Kirk, danger man. 35 metres out. Has he got it? Squeezes it home.
Sydney's defensive zone's been pretty impressive from the kick-ins tonight, Wayne. The Blues are struggling to penetrate with any great authority.
Yeah, they have. They're just getting caught out. They're not hitting their targets, but this is two examples of the same thing. Scott Camporelli couldn't bend down and pick up the half volley cleanly, whereas Jude Bolton did a terrific job. Gave it off to a loose Brett Kirk, and he has another second crack and kicks a goal.
He's a very good kick, Kirk. Good use of the ball. And a much improved player.
So the margin back out to 44 points. Just snuffs out a little bit of momentum for the Blues. They've managed to kick consecutive goals early in this term. Ball got the tap. McCormick in there for the Blues. Got the clearance. To centre half forward, Houlihan takes a strong mark. His sixth possession, goes inside 50. To the shining light up forward, Brendan Favola coming up for his 10th possession, 6 marks.
He's been terrific, Brendan Favola, but another good example of just getting the ball on quickly. Houlihan took a good mark, didn't wait for anything to present itself, played on, wheeled around and spotted up Brendan Favola.
This is the area of his game that's just let him down a bit tonight. He's kicked 1 goal, 4. Distance won't be a problem from 45 metres out. Here's a thumping kick. So Favola. Again, his finishing just lets him down. 1 goal, 5 to Brendan Favola. What's turning out to be a fairly frustrating night for him. He's getting hands on the ball enough. As we mentioned, 10 possessions, 6 marks. With only 1 goal to show for it as rain falls here at Telstra Stadium. The kick in. Uncharacteristically sloppy from Sydney. It's Craig Bolton on that occasion, missed the target. He's looking for Leo Barry, it cleared him. Went out of bounds without being touched. Camporelli gets it. Goes short to the lead of Hickmott. Enough physical pressure from Bolton to force the ball to the boundary.
Not a very good option that with a player running towards the boundary line. You've got your opponent so close to you. You only need a little bit of body pressure that was applied then by Leo Barry, and all of a sudden the ball's over the line for a toss back in.
So Whitnell, Favola will be third man up. At ground level, numbers there for the Blues. Franchina. McKernan keeps it alive, only as far as Saddington. He gets it to Bolton, Craig Bolton. High kick towards Jude Bolton and Lappin. Couldn't quite keep his feet, Lappin. Bolton flicks it out to keep it alive. Franchina gathers for the Blues on centre wing. Kicks towards half forward. Houlihan sets himself, just got underneath the flight of it. Ratton tries to hold Matthews off the football. Creates some space for Hickmott, gives it to Camporelli. He squares it up and finds Murphy right on 50. Can go the journey from there, Justin Murphy. Just his 4th touch, averaging 20 possessions a game last season and 21 in 2001. So a quiet start to the season for Justin Murphy so far. From 55, will fall on the goal line. Paul got good hands to that. If I said not quite enough, and it's rushed through for a behind.
They're just starting to look a little bit better, Carlton, at the moment. Still, sometimes when the ball gets held up, that's probably in large part to the fact that Sydney are pushing so many numbers back, but they need to be patient, find a loose option.
Kennelly spears a pass to the chest of Craig Bolton. 7th possession for him in his debut game for the Swans. Runs to the outer side and kicks to the wing. Fosdyke at the back tries to run his men under the football. It was Whitnell. Fortunately for him, the ball didn't stay in and we'll have a throw in on the outer side. 13.5 minutes gone. Sydney by 42 points. Ball tries to come from behind McKernan. McCormick dishes a handball to Beaumont. His left boot towards half forward. 2-on-1. Hickmott shunted out of the contest. The mark taken by Barry. His 7th for the evening, his 12th possession. Dishes it off to Saddington. Runs from defensive 50. Sweeping handball straight up the middle to Kirk. Steps around Murphy. Goes wide towards Schneider. He takes the mark and can go. Lappin committed himself. Goes towards Barry Hall. Couldn't quite hold the mark. Manton throws it on the boot. Wiggins tries to mark from behind. And Maxfield, the man in front, takes it. Goes short looking for Nix. They converge on him. Beaumont over the top. Lappin taken down in a tackle. Nix wraps him up. And we will have a ball up 45 metres out from Sydney's goal.
Main goal kickers for Sydney, 2 to Barry Hall, 2 to Nick Davis, 3 to Paul Williams, 2 also to Stephen Doyle, is off with a knee injury. And for the Blues, only multiple goal kicker there, John McCormack with 2. Williams has been a star. Fearless Fosdyke. Back edge of the centre square here finds Goods. And that's what they've been good at all night, running to space and being hit on the chest.
Adam Goods is very good when there's a contest that he's involved. He continues to run forward, hoping or backing in his teammate that they'll win possession. The thing I like about the Swans tonight is that in the past sometimes they've played a little bit dumb sort of football. And what I mean by that is they'll have 3 guys going for the ball. Tonight they're allowing their teammate to win the ball, having confidence in that, spreading quite well and making position and getting easy possessions.
From 48 metres out, Adam Goods has a long look at it. It's the post. He's kicked 3 behinds.
Let's head boundary side. Here's Tiffany Cherry.
It's good to see Paul Kelly enjoying himself. Every time he runs off the ground, he's got a big grin on his face. I don't know whether he's just getting his own back being out there.
Camporelli went too wide. And it's out on the full. Just under 9 minutes left. Crouch. Paul's going to be the target. Getting across was Lappin. It was brave play. Thornton in the action. Crouch again. Take 2. High ball. Nix looks dangerous. McKay at ground level goes to ground. Didn't really hit a target. It might have been a free kick. Was he legged? He'll come back.
It's tried hard.
12-10-82 the Swans. The Blues 5-9-39. They trail by 43 points, which is the exact margin they trailed at half-time. Whitnall trying to spark some life. Thornton from half-back. Just one of their young players trying to make his way in the game. Pavola. Been a terrific target up forward. His kicking has let him down. He's booted 1-5. Pushes Wharf out of the way. Good play that time. That came from Wiggins to Favola again. Wild kick. Just one of those nights coming off the boot for Brendan Favola. Leo Barry. 6 marks, 11 possessions. He's been great across half-back, strutting his stuff. Ball goes wide. Their kicking to position has been fantastic tonight. Bolton, young man from Brisbane, emergency in the grand final last year. The half-forward line. Goods is going to be the target. Pushes Hickmott in the back and gets away with it. Barry Hall forced under the ball that time. Williams the tackler. Bolton does well, gets a hand to it. Prendergast tried to crash his way through. Williams feeds the ball off. Nick Davis runs to the open goal and bangs it through.
Something inevitable about that goal from Sydney then, Wayne. Carlton had the football in their own defensive 50, but the Swans harassing, tackling, smothering pressure tonight has been outstanding. 3 goals now.
Yeah, look, sometimes I think we get carried away sometimes. Nick Davis with 3 goals about the marks, the spectacular marks and the great goals. But you've got to give a rap to Jude Bolton. That's why he's in the side. He does those basic, simple things so well, so often. You've got to give him a huge credit there, and that's a goal directly resulting from his forward pressure.
So Nick Davis gets his 3rd, and the Swans lead out to 49 points. McKernan tried to put it into the path of Rat, and he goes back and gets it towards half forward. Beaumont beaten to the ball by Matthews, who got it forward to O'Keefe. Here's Williams again. It's been dynamite all night, and they're running the support so well. O'Keefe follows up, launches a left footer from 65 out. Goods over the back flew early. At ground level, as Thornton holds his head, copped a knee right in the back of it. Hickmott outside 50. The kick in hope. Again, numbers there with the Swans. O'Keefe. Kirk's got it now. Bolton inside 50. Spawn goes back and takes the mark. Thornton just copping some attention from Barry Hall. Out wide looking for McKernan. Ball did enough to bring it to ground. Kennelly caught one high and will take the free kick. Squares it up, goes backwards to Barry. And he can square it up. Switch play right across the middle of the ground. Saddington, they'll attack down the outer side through Bolton. Craig Bolton runs away from Jared Waite. Kicks towards Wharf. Again, precise disposal.
They're a hard-running side, Sydney.
Yeah, they've got their tails up and they're just brimming with so much confidence at the moment.
So Rowan Wharf, just 5 games last season. Hamstring, calf and finger problems. Inside 50, Hall on the bounce. Couldn't quite turn sharply enough and the ball goes out for a throw in.
I noticed in the Melbourne press this week that a number of people tipped Sydney to finish on the bottom. I don't reckon they would have seen Sydney play, those last 6 games of the season when they won 5 of the last 6, because if you had seen them, this is the way they played. I mean, they were just hard running side, great skills to position, didn't waste opportunities and ran in numbers.
Kirk. Ball stays alive through Good, squares it up, there's Thornton. And he takes the mark 15 metres out from his defensive goal. 5.5 minutes remaining in the third term. It's the Swans by 49 points. Thornton goes long. Again, tall timber is all Sydney's. Ball takes the mark and kicks to an uncontested player inside 50. It's Schneider. Plenty of space for the Sydney forwards to work in inside their own 50, and they have just spotted up targets at will all night.
Carlton have become very insular. They're actually just concentrating on their opponent. No one's prepared to take risks, and that's a direct result, I guess, from the pressure that Sydney putting on further up the field.
Schneider thumps it long and just misses to the left-hand side.
KB, just getting back to that point where I think a lot of people have rated Sydney at 16th or ending down the bottom. That's probably also due in large part to the retirement of such great players in Kelly, Lockett and Dunkley.
Out of sight, out of mind, I think, for the Sydney Swans. Now we see a free kick. Advantage has been played. Now it will come back. McCormack. There's been a bonus tonight for Carlton. Young man off the rookie list, booted a couple of goals. From half-back, high ball. McKernan on the stretch, couldn't take it. Franchina, ground level, tried to get a boot to it. Sydney Swans hunting in numbers. Maxfield had it, lost it. Desperate play, plenty of weight. Forced the ball back inside the centre square. McCormack stands and delivers. Saddington pushing and shoving. Beaumont has been moved forward. McKernan caught, great tackle by Goods. They'll set it up. High ball. Favola on the stretch, couldn't take it. Saddington kept his eyes on the ball, hard eyes, gets it across to Bolton. And Houlihan keeps the ball alive. Favola made something out of nothing. Finally, touched off hands. And it is, in fact, out on the full.
Made nothing out of nothing.
Now there's Lance Whitnell on the interchange bench. Not the best of the nights for Lance Whitnell, just the 3 possessions. Matthews directing traffic. And again, very slack at picking up an opponent, Carlton. Wharf.
Uncontested possessions, KB, 104 to 54. Sydney would double the amount of uncontested ball.
Well, I'm not surprised. Coming out of defence, just not enough forwards putting pressure on. Apart from Favola, hardly seen any really hard chasing. Goes wide looking for Davis. McKay. Happy to see the ball over the line. 13-11-89 Sydney. Carlton 5-9-39. So a 50-point lead after leading by just 1 solitary point at quarter time for Sydney. And Crouch comes back into the action as Kirk takes a breather. So a free kick to McCormack. He's on centre wing. Now is McCormack going to take it? You can see there disposals needed per goal, just 17, just over 17 for Sydney, and Carlton finding it hard to actually get the ball through the big sticks. Ratton, the skipper, the playmaker, sets it up. Prendergast from 45 metres out. He's got it. Well done.
Well, they have to work hard for it, Carlton. But again, it's just another example of still being one-dimensional. It was a goal, it's resulted in a goal, but again, it was the same thing over and over again, which we've seen all night. I just think they need to sometimes try and vary it. Look, your intent is what you can go by, and there are a few heads out there now that are down. Some worrying sides for Carlton. They've just got to grab their steely resolve and just make sure they fight out the remaining part of this quarter and the last quarter.
It's been all about the run for Sydney tonight. Handball receives 50-25 in favour of the Swans. Clearances have broken roughly even. So Sydney had 54 more possessions. And it's all been from running football, uncontested. Wiggins out of the middle. Can't break clear. The Swans fight hard and force a secondary bounce.
And if there's one area that Carlton could have been exposed in, that was the lack of leg speed. He could compensate that somewhat, Jace, with the amount of pressure that you're putting on the ball carrier, but there's not a lot of that out there at the moment.
Inside 50s, amazingly, 36-29 in favour of Sydney. It's only 7 the difference, yet the Swans double the score. Lappin soccers it off the ground. Schneider keeps it in front of himself. Koutafidis to hunt him down. Goes again off the ground. Pitches inside the boundary line. Did well. Gained 35 metres for his side. And we'll have a throw in. Anthony Koutafidis, 7 possessions tonight. So many of Carlton's big names down. McKernan 5 possessions. Hume 4. Murphy 4. Whitnell 3. All having very quiet nights by their standards. Hall tapped it into the path of Nicks. Did well. Nicks thought about the handball. He goes himself from 25 metres out and buries it. Matthew Nicks kicks his second goal. And great work from the stoppage there by the Swans. Plenty of open space to the goal side of that contest.
Yeah, as you see there in the replay, most Swans players were defensive, allowed plenty of space for a runner such as Matthew Nicks to run onto the loose ball. Would have been a well-rehearsed play, and it's come off beautifully.
Great ruck work from Barry Hall. And Nicks just exploded into open space for the easiest of goals. The margin now out to 50 points. Matthew Nicks with 2 for the evening. They've added 4 goals to 3 in this third term. Ordinary bounce out of the middle. Good still got his hands on it. Maxfield on the bottom of that pack. And we will have a secondary bounce. Adam Good's 19 possessions leads the game. Just 3 marks though. Just shows KB he essentially plays as a ruck rover.
Well, he's so mobile, and Wayne said before, he'll be in a contest and then he just knows when to feed off that contest. Murphy, again, Fosdyke did well, got a hand to that ball, half smothered it. Murphy on the rebound, centre wing, wobbles the kick forward. 2 against 1 for Bowler. Did well, pushed his opponent out. Finally, ball goes over the line.
It's a pretty important half an hour of football remaining for the Blues, KB, isn't it? They need to regain some of that confidence that's been drained out of them so quickly tonight.
Well, it's been a disappointing game for them. They started well in that first quarter, but they just lost their way when there was 9 goals to 1 kicked in that second term. And they've really been off balance ever since then. And the Swans' running power has really got them on the back foot. And it's a free kick going to Hume. Is it Hume? No, he's wrestling and fighting there, but he's going to give it to young Waite. So Jared Waite, his father, one of the greats of the Carlton Football Club, premiership player, and now this young man. Time for his first goal in AFL football from 45 metres out. Can he bend it back? Not quite. Through for a behind. (14-11-95) plays 6-10-46. 3 goals for Nick Davis tonight in his debut for the Swans. Paul Williams booted 3 goals, all coming in that second term. 2 to Barry Hall and 2 goals to Stephen Doyle, who's gone off with a knee injury, and 2 to Matthew Nicks. And for Carlton, 2 to McCormack and singles to Prendergast for Bowler, Camporelli and French. As the Swans continue to find space and run through Canali, who loves to carry the ball, takes him on, backs himself in. Barry Hall's going to be a target. Nick Davis looks dangerous lurking, but Hall's got it. Big bad Barry bounces out of the pack, goes wide, finds O'Keefe, raking left foot up, getting back is Lappin. Leading possession winner tonight for the Blues, playing in defence. Good strong play by Crouch. Might make something out of nothing. Stevens, 65 metres out, sets it up. Fosdyke, was he caught high? Yes.
Just been so good in that area all night. Numbers to the contest. They're never out of the contest, and they're certainly not giving up the chase. Jared Crouch, great bit of play along the boundary line, giving Nick Fosdyke another opportunity.
Great work from Schneider then, wasn't it, the youngsters, to keep that contest alive, and it looked to be a Carlton mark.
Yeah, it was certainly giving away a lot of height, but did well to keep the ball alive.
And there we see Crouch there, just squeezed up on the boundary line, and now they may make something out of nothing. Fearless Fosdyke from 48 metres. Starts to bend it back. Hammers it home. Now, he's a player who has got better over the last couple of seasons, hasn't he, Ryan?
Yeah, he has. He's really developed. Nick Fosdyke is one of the fitter players alongside Brett Kirk as Barry Hall comes off for a rest. But Nick Fosdyke, I think with Jude Bolton and the likes, are really getting an opportunity now with some older players that have recently retired. The Swans are certainly looking for these type of players to step up.
Some reprogramming for Brendan Favola, as it's known in the trade these days. Straight onto the phone and straight back into the action.
That's Stephen Tingay, isn't it? There, the runner coming off. What a great player he was, Stephen Tingay.
A couple of handy players on the Swans bench running out messages.
Kelly and Tingay.
So margin 55 points. Dying stages of this third term. Goods over the top. Got the tap down. Spawn towards centre half forward. Wharf back with courage. Receives a free kick as the siren sounds for three-quarter time. Another good solid performance from the Sydney side in that third term. They added 5 goals for to Carlton's 3 goals for. They led by a point at quarter time, 43 at half time, and they've extended that out to 55 points at the final change. They're 15-11, 101. The Blues are 6-10, 46. It's the home side by 55 points at the final change.